Before you listen to another motivational speech, before you write another list of goals, I have one warning for you. If you are comfortable with your current life, if you are satisfied to repeat the same month again and again until your body becomes old, then close this page right now and leave. Because what I am about to tell you is not self-improvement. It is not positive thinking. It is not a cute trick for your mood. It is a correction. And corrections are painful to the part of you that has been living on excuses. You keep saying you want goals, more money, a stronger body, a business that finally works, a life that finally moves. Yet you keep missing. You keep restarting. You keep getting serious every Monday and losing yourself by Thursday. You believe the reason is discipline. You believe you need more willpower, more hustle, more pressure. You are wrong. You are not failing because you are weak. You are failing because your signal is wrong. You are broadcasting one reality, and then you are begging to receive a different one. Do you understand what that means? It means you can work harder and still lose. It means you can be talented and still feel stuck. It means you can do everything right and still watch your goal drift away like smoke. Because the universe does not respond to your effort. It responds to your frequency. I am Nikola Tesla. Some remember me as a man of electricity, alternating current, motors, wireless transmission. But electricity was never the true obsession. Electricity was only the surface symptom of a deeper law. Everything is vibration. Everything is signal. Everything is tuning. And the single vibration mistake most people make is this. They set a goal with words, then they cancel it with their identity. They say, I will succeed, while feeling I am behind. They say, I will get rich, while feeling money leaves me. They say, I will change, while feeling I always fail. And the universe hears the feeling, not the sentence. Your goals do not fail in the marketplace. They fail in your chest. So listen closely. In a few minutes, I will give you a mechanical calibration that takes less time than your nightly worrying. If you do it exactly as I tell you, you will feel a shift within 7 days. Not necessarily a jackpot, not fireworks, something better, a change in traction, a strange, quiet sense that the world is finally cooperating. But first, you must see what you have been doing to yourself. Tell me the truth. When you think about your biggest goal, what happens inside your body? Does your chest open, as if a window has been unlocked? Or does it tighten, as if you were bracing for impact? That tightening is not realism. That tightening is a broadcast. That is your hidden frequency saying, this is dangerous. This is impossible. This is not for us. And then you wonder why you never arrive. You are trying to tune a radio to music while you keep your fingers glued to static. You would never do that with a machine. Yet you do it with your life every day. You set a target. Then you check your bank account. You check your mirror. You check your timeline. You check the opinions of people who have never built anything. And what do you feel? Lack, comparison, pressure. And the moment you feel lack, your frequency becomes lack, and the reality you receive is lack. This is why your goal setting has become a ritual of self-torture. You are not building a future. You are strengthening a pattern. You do not need another goal. You need alignment. You need coherence. You need a signal that does not collapse the moment you stop talking and start feeling. Most people have never been taught this because a coherent human being is difficult to control. A person who can tune their state can tune their results. A person who can tune their results no longer needs permission. And systems built on permission begin to tremble. When I died in New York, men entered my room not to mourn me, but to collect what I left behind. They were not only interested in machines. They were interested in method, in process, in the way a mind receives. Because if a mind can receive, it can create without begging. And the world has always feared the human being who does not beg. Now I will show you the mechanism, not as poetry, as engineering. You have been using willpower like a man trying to move a wall by pushing his forehead against it. It is heroic. It is exhausting. It is stupid. A wall does not care how hard you sweat, but a structure does care about resonance. Resonance is the law of small forces applied correctly. Every object, every system, every bridge, every building has a natural frequency, a rhythm where it responds most strongly. Tap randomly and nothing happens. Tap in the correct rhythm and the energy accumulates. Quietly, invisibly. Then suddenly, the system moves. Suddenly, the system breaks. Suddenly, the system transforms. People misunderstand this because they worship drama. They want instant proof, instant reward, instant certainty. But physics is not emotional. Energy accumulates before it reveals itself. Your goal is not a thing you chase. It is a system you tune. Your thoughts are not wishes. They are signals. Your emotions are not decoration. They are the carrier wave. And your identity is the antenna. This is why willpower fails. Willpower is a spike. It burns bright and dies. Resonance is a rhythm. It persists. It compounds. You do not change your life by exploding once. You change your life by repeating the correct signal until reality cannot ignore it. Now here is where most people destroy themselves. They think the enemy is laziness. No, the enemy is leakage. Leakage is when you set a goal and then immediately bleed energy through doubt, checking, complaining, explaining, and seeking reassurance. Leakage is when you announce your plan and then scan for reactions. Leakage is when you visualize success for 2 minutes and then binge fear for 2 hours. Leakage is when you affirm abundance and then whisper, "But what if?" And you do not realize that "but what if" is a command. You do not realize that your nervous system is always voting. You do not realize that your body is the voting machine. Your mouth lies. Your body does not. You can speak confidence while your stomach broadcasts fear, and the universe responds to the stomach. So let me reveal the moment you sabotage yourself. It happens when you believe you are being responsible. It happens when you set a goal, and then you immediately measure your current reality to see if it is working. You look for proof. You demand a sign. You hunt for evidence. You refresh the page. You check the scale. You check the account. You check the views. And the moment you check, you are no longer in the frequency of receiving. You are in the frequency of begging. You are in the frequency of "it is not here yet." And "not here yet" is a powerful broadcast. That broadcast is the true reason you are not hitting your goals. You are canceling them at the altar. Then you blame yourself. You call it procrastination. You call it inconsistency. But it is not moral failure. It is an engineering mistake. Now we will fix it. But you must understand something else first. Your conscious mind is not the ruler of your life. It is the spokesperson. The ruler is your subconscious. The subconscious is the operating system. It runs your habits, your micro decisions, your self-sabotage, your posture, your appetite, your timing, your tone of voice, your standards, your tolerance for discomfort, and your tolerance for success. Yes, success. Many people do not fail because they cannot endure pain. They fail because they cannot endure expansion. They hit a new level and their nervous system panics. They create a new opportunity and immediately shrink. They get close to the goal and suddenly lose motivation, not because the goal is wrong, but because the identity is unprepared. So if you want your goal to become inevitable, you do not fight your operating system. You update it, and there is a window when updating becomes easy. You already know it, but you have never respected it. It is the moment you are quiet. It is the moment you are drifting. It is the moment between waking and sleep when the guard relaxes, when the brainwave slows, when the old program is not defending itself with noise. This is why my greatest work did not come from struggling at a desk. It came like a download, a vivid image, complete, detailed, alive. I did not invent by forcing. I received by tuning. And the easiest tuning happens when the conscious mind is tired, when it stops arguing, when it stops performing. That is why your bedtime is not just rest. It is a portal, a login, a rewrite opportunity. Now I will give you the calibration sequence. I want you to listen with respect, not because I demand worship, but because this sequence is precise. Small errors create large distortions. Like a radio dial, 1 millimeter changes the entire station. You do not need to believe in miracles. You only need to follow instructions. Are you ready? Good. From tonight onward, your relationship with your goals will change. Not by motivation, by tuning. You will run a 3-part sequence every day. Morning, midday, night. It will take less time than one scroll through nonsense. And it will do what your willpower could not. Morning is for setting the signal. Midday is for stabilizing the signal. Night is for overriding the operating system. And if you do it correctly, your goal will stop feeling like a mountain and start feeling like gravity. First, the morning sequence. When you wake, before you open your phone, before you let the world pour noise into your receiver, sit up in bed. Place your feet on the floor. Feel the weight of your body. Do not rush. This is not spiritual theater. This is engineering. Take one slow breath in through the nose. Hold it for a moment. Exhale through the mouth. Now choose one goal. Only one. If you choose 5, you scatter your signal. If you scatter your signal, you broadcast static. If you broadcast static, you receive chaos. One goal. Not the smallest. Not the safest. The one that truly matters. Now, say this sentence to yourself, quietly, like a command you have already accepted. This is already mine to receive. Do not argue. Say it again. This is already mine to receive. Now the 3rd time. This is already mine to receive. 3 times. Not because repetition is cute, because repetition begins coherence. Now, after the 3rd time, do something most people refuse to do. Feel it. Not imagine it like a movie you watch. Feel it like a temperature in your chest. Ask yourself, if this goal were already achieved, what would be the simplest emotional signature in my body? Not hysteria, not adrenaline. The signature is usually quiet. Relief, certainty, a soft expansion, a calm power. Find that feeling, even if it is small, even if it is only 2%. And then say one more sentence, once slowly. I am the person who lives at this level. Now stop. Do not add more words. Do not negotiate. Do not analyze. Your morning sequence is complete. It should take less than 3 minutes. Then, and this is important, do one micro action within the first hour that matches the identity you just claimed. Not a heroic action, a coherent one. If your goal is wealth, open your notes and write one new offer, one new idea, one new outreach message. 1. If your goal is health, drink water, stretch, walk for 5 minutes. 1. If your goal is mastery, practice for 5 minutes. 1. This is not grind. This is resonance tapping, a small tap in the correct rhythm. Now the midday sequence. Midday is where most people collapse. They start their day as a new person and end it as the old one. Because the world is loud. Because people are careless. Because your phone is designed to inject noise. So midday is your stabilizer. Set an alarm for a time you can actually obey. A time when you are usually awake. When it rings, stop whatever you are doing for 60 seconds. 1 minute. That is all. Put one hand on your chest. Breathe once slowly. Now, repeat your goal internally, not as a wish, but as a fact you are aligning to. Then do this 6 times. 6 cycles of correction. On each cycle, you inhale and say internally, I return to the signal. You exhale and say internally, I release the noise. 6 times. Slowly. Do not do it like a chore. Do it like you are cleaning the lens of your receiver. After the 6th exhale, ask yourself one question and answer it immediately. What is the smallest next action that keeps me in coherence with my goal? Then do that action today. Not tomorrow. Today. If the next action takes 2 minutes, do it now. If it takes longer, schedule it with a time and keep the promise. This is how you stop leakage. This is how you stop living in bursts of inspiration and drowning in forgetfulness. Now the night sequence. This is the most important part, because night is where your operating system is writable. Night is where you either install the new identity or you reinstall the old one. Do you know what most people do before sleep? They rehearse failure. They replay what went wrong. They talk to themselves like an enemy. They scroll fear. They compare. They measure their life against someone else's highlight reel. Then they fall asleep broadcasting lack. And they wake up confused that their day feels heavy. Tonight, you will do the opposite. When you are in bed, lights low, phone away, take one breath and decide, I do not measure tonight. I install. Say it again. I do not measure tonight. I install. Now you will run 9 cycles. 9 is not superstition. 9 is completion. 9 is the lock. On each cycle, you will do something very specific. You will become the version of you who already achieved the goal, and you will let the body feel that reality as normal. Not exciting, normal. This is how you remove resistance. This is how you stop treating your goal as a stranger. Close your eyes. See one simple scene from your future as if it is a memory, not a fantasy, a memory. If your goal is money, see a number on a screen. See it calmly. Feel the quiet certainty of course. If your goal is health, feel your body light. Feel energy in your limbs. Feel movement without pain. If your goal is achievement, hear one person congratulating you. See your own hands doing the work with ease. Now on the first cycle, breathe in and feel the relief of already having it. Breathe out and let the body soften. On the second cycle, breathe in and feel the certainty. Breathe out and release the need to prove it. On the third cycle, breathe in and feel gratitude, not as begging, but as recognition. Breathe out and let the heart slow. On the fourth cycle, breathe in and feel yourself walking through the day as that person. Breathe out and let the old identity loosen. On the fifth cycle, breathe in and feel your posture change. Breathe out and feel the face relax. On the sixth cycle, breathe in and feel the mind becoming quiet. Breathe out and let the world's opinions dissolve. On the seventh cycle, breathe in and feel the goal as inevitable. Breathe out and let time stop arguing. On the eighth cycle, breathe in and feel love, because love is the highest carrier wave. Breathe out and forgive yourself for being human. On the ninth cycle, breathe in and say internally, once, like a final command, calibration complete. Then you sleep. No checking, no last-minute measuring, no negotiation. You sleep as the tuned receiver. Now you might be thinking, this sounds too simple. Of course it is simple. Complexity is often the refuge of doubt. The universe does not require complexity. It requires coherence. And here is the hidden key inside this sequence. 3 in the morning, 6 at midday, 9 at night. If you understood the magnitude of these numbers, you would hold the key to the universe. 3 is creation, 6 is structure, 9 is completion. When you align your day to this rhythm, you are no longer flailing in random effort. You are synchronizing with an underlying pattern. You are speaking to the operating system of reality in its native language. Now I will tell you what will happen if you do this correctly. Within the first 3 days, you may feel slightly uncomfortable. Not because it is wrong, but because the old identity will resist. It will say, this is silly. It will say, this won't work. It will say, we should check. That voice is not wisdom. That voice is the old program defending itself. Do not fight it. Do not argue. Run the sequence anyway. Within 7 days, you will notice small shifts. A random opportunity. A cleaner mood. A moment of confidence that arrives without effort. A conversation that goes differently. A door that seems to open by chance. Do not call it coincidence. Coincidence is what people say when they are afraid to admit they are influencing reality. Within 30 days, if you do not stop, you will become unfamiliar to your past self. Not because you forced yourself, but because you tuned yourself. But there are mistakes that can kill this process. And I will be strict with you now, because kindness without precision is how people stay stuck. If you make these mistakes, you will erase the effect. You may even reverse it. Listen, the first mistake is tuning while mocking it. If you run this sequence while secretly laughing, while secretly doubting, while telling yourself you are just trying, you contaminate the signal. Your subconscious does not respond to sarcasm. It responds to certainty. If you cannot be certain, be neutral, but do not be mocking. The second mistake is measuring right after tuning. If you do the morning sequence and then immediately check your current reality to see if it worked, you have already leaked. You have already told the universe, it is not here. Do not do that. Tune, then act, then live. The third mistake is talking to the wrong people. There are people who live on noise. They survive by pulling others down to their frequency. If you describe this work to a skeptic who enjoys ridicule, you invite interference. Do not invite interference. Do your calibration in silence. Let results speak. The fourth mistake is trying to tune from desperation. Desperation is not desire. Desperation is lack screaming. If you run your night sequence while panicking, while begging, while thinking, I need this or I'm doomed, you install doom. So you must do one thing first, soften the body. A single slow breath changes the state. State changes signal. Signal changes results. The fifth mistake is changing methods every day. One day you do this. Next day you do a different ritual. Next day you chase a new guru. Next day you panic and overhaul everything. That is not evolution. That is static. Coherence requires repetition. Pick the sequence. Run it for 30 days. Then adjust. The sixth mistake is using your goal to prove your worth. If your goal is a test of whether you deserve love, you will sabotage it. Because worthiness anxiety is a low, unstable frequency, you do not become worthy by achieving. You achieve by remembering you are already worthy. The universe does not withhold oxygen until you earn it. The sun does not demand a resume before it shines. The only judge torturing you is your own mind. Release it. The seventh mistake is stopping too early. Most people quit right before the threshold. They tune for a week, then complain. They tune for 2 weeks, then check too hard and collapse. They tune for 20 days, then decide it is not working. And they never realize that energy accumulates before it reveals itself. Do not be that person. 30 days minimum. 90 if you want it to become your new nature. Now I want you to understand something that will calm you. You do not need to feel perfect all day. You do not need to be positive every second. You are not a machine built for constant happiness. You are a receiver learning to hold a new station. You will wobble. Fine. The sequence is what corrects the wobble. Morning sets. Midday stabilizes. Night installs. That is the structure. That is the approach. Now, let me give you one final instruction that will make this go viral inside your own life. You must stop waiting for huge proof. Huge proof comes after small proof is honored. When you wake tomorrow, look for tiny confirmations. A lighter body, a calmer mind, a random good interaction, an idea that arrives cleanly, a small unexpected advantage. Do not dismiss it. When you dismiss it, you teach your subconscious that good things do not count. When you honor it, you amplify it. You tell the receiver, yes, more of this. Now we will make a contract. Not because the universe needs paperwork, but because your subconscious respects declarations. Thoughts are energy. Spoken words are vibration. But writing is imprint. Writing is the first physical step. So I want you to do something simple after you listen to this. Write a single phrase in the comments and mean it. Write, calibration complete. Or write, I am tuned. Choose one. Do not write a paragraph. Write a seal. When you write it, you are not engaging with a video. You are marking a decision in the physical world. You are telling your nervous system, we are done negotiating. And when you stop negotiating, life starts moving. You will also see others writing the same seal. You will realize you are not alone. And that shared declaration becomes a field, a strong field, a field that makes this frequency easier to hold the next time you return. Because yes, you will return. You will run this sequence again, and again, and again, until your goals stop being goals and become your baseline. Now listen to me carefully. Do not worship me. Do not turn this into mythology. I am not here to be adored. I am here to remind you that you are built as a receiver. You are not broken. You are mistuned. And mistuning is correctable. Tonight, do the night sequence. Tomorrow morning, do the morning sequence. Midday, stabilize. Then sleep without measuring. If you do this, you will feel something you have not felt in a long time. Traction, quiet power, the strange sensation that the world is responding. And when that sensation arrives, do not panic. Do not rush to announce it. Do not rush to test it. Simply keep tuning. Keep your signal clean. Keep your rhythm. 3, 6, 9. And let the universe do what it always does when it finally receives a coherent command. It rearranges. It cooperates. It delivers. Now go. Turn off the noise. Stop begging for proof. Become the station. And when you wake, watch what happens when a human receiver finally remembers how to tune. Good night.